May I ask you another question?
Sure.
With regard to your bid for the presidency, is it significant that your running mate is from the Luo ethnic group?
Let me tell you, John Sibiuku, I was not motivated whatsoever by ethnic considerations.
So what considerations?
Shem Ochuodo and I have been working together in G47, which rejects ethnic mobilization, which opts for issues and for values, which recognizes that the core problem with Kenya is socio-economic. Okay? The problems facing the Luo people or Western Province or Ukambani are the same problems facing the people of Central Kenya. There are very many poor people in Central Kenya, by the way. So
I dare say.
It is an issue of the way we have managed our economy, our politics, our social policies. That is where the problem is, not this Kabila or that Kabila. Those who mobilize along ethnic lines, kila mmoja anarogota kabila yake anaweka kwa kikapu. Anaenda sokoni, wanakutana na yule mwingine, wanaulizana wewe una wangapi hapo, wafanye biashara. They are not doing it for and on behalf ya wale watu wa jamii yake, kabila yake ambao wako kwa kikapu. It's for their own political agendas. There are some of us who refuse that and who recognizes the right of every Kenyan to be uplifted socially and economically. That is what Shem Ochuodo and I share. That is
right. So would you use a vice president who has no prior understanding of the political landscape to just be thrown into it and learn on the job? Remember when remember when Barack Obama came here, there was a member of the Kenyan government who dismissed him as a junior senator from California.
Yes.
Why junior? Meaning you've got no experience. So he's become president. Well and good. But the criticism still stands. He had no qualifications, no experience.
Well, John Sibiukumu, Dr. Shem Ochuodo has been a member of parliament. I've worked with him closely in G47. I know his ideals. That is what brought us together, not Ukabila.
Right, okay, then we can move on swiftly.
Thank you.
We can move on swiftly to a part of our conversation that now deals with your own particular vision.
Yes.
What can we envisage under President Paul Kibugi Muite?
A fundamental rearrangement of socio-economic policies so as to release the energies of a majority of the Kenyan people so as to uplift their quality of life. Let me be specific, not just at the policy levels. A Safina government, for every shilling spent on the roads, rehabilitating roads, tarmacking roads, would spend 2 shillings harvesting rainwater across the entire country, would have a very comprehensive policy of harvesting rainwater. Almost every 2-3 years, you get Kenyans in Pokot, Turkana, Ukambani, Baringo dying through floods. The same year, the same Kenyans are dying of hunger, drought. How come we've never invested in a comprehensive policy manner harvesting that rainwater? So that is where most of the money would go to. We would invest in research in agriculture to come up with high-yielding seed varieties from cotton to sugar to maize to millet, name it, vegetables, fruits, that sort of thing. Extension services to farmers. Then policy interventions in terms of marketing so as to ensure that the farmer is getting an honest return.
Before you continue, can I just address this idea of Kenya's a big country?
Yes.
Where would you start?
I would start with the most disadvantaged countries, the ones that I'm mentioning. Really, I would come up with a comprehensive, and we have actually already worked on the entire Republic of Kenya. I would start with Pokot, Turkana, Northeastern Province, go the way down. But even Nyanza, look at it. The river is flowing in there. Look at the poverty in Luo Nyanza. Every part.
And I take it that in your visit of 30 counties, these are counties that you've been to spread the message. They're aware that under your presidency, this would accrue to them as a benefit.
I was the first person to go and visit Ndege. Ndege is this Luo from South Nyanza who lost 3 wives and 14 children. I've been to his home there And he cried tears because apparently I was the first person to go and visit him. I've been to these places, and it's the media that has not been covering. But what I'm saying is that we can feed ourselves. Let's go back to this. Look at coffee, for example. A Safina government would register intellectual property in coffee. Coffee would be marketed henceforth as Kenya coffee. And believe you me, if we were to register that as intellectual property, the coffee farmer would get 20, 30 times more than they are getting today. Because the profits now go to the middlemen. But once you register, it's a trademark, it's intellectual property. I'll do the same with tea. You've been out of this country. In the morning, what do you drink? Lipton tea. An English company. Do they grow any tea? All right? So value adding. Let me give another example because I don't have the time to go into all these details, but we've got them in our manifesto.
But that was a rather unfortunate example you gave of Lipton tea, because all our resources are the final product is the product of multinationals. We do not have our own.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
I don't see where the rocket science comes in, where you come in and say we're going to be drinking something like Kikuyuni tea under thing.
Kenya tea.
That is not. Maybe I don't follow your drift. Maybe I don't follow your drift.
John Sibiokumu. Tea is grown in Kenya, on Kenyan soil.
Exactly.
We are entitled to market it as Kenyan tea.
There are some.
To register.
There are some who argue that the way forward is to rip it all up and plant some food for people to eat, because not that many Kenyans drink tea. So the idea of your solution being the panacea to all our woes isn't quite
I am not giving a panacea, John Sibiokumu.
Yes.
I'm giving an example.
Yes.
Even those multinationals,
right,
we will re-examine. I don't want to chase them away.
Right.
But look at Kericho.
Right.
Do you know the first refugees? The first IDPs were from Kericho. They were kicked out. That land was theirs. The new constitution says that those leases, which were for 999 years, by operation of law from the time we promulgated the new constitution, are now 99 years. They have expired.
Right.
I will hold discussions with those multinationals, not to chase them away, but to say you must release 2 or 3 blocks to resettle the landless original Kalenjin owners of this land who were kicked out.
And you know, as a politician, as people listen to you give this idea of you're going to change a status quo that has been of great capitalist profit for people over half a century, they're going to welcome and work steadfastly for you to be elected. And you've just said to us earlier on that you don't have the resources.
May I say?
You said to us you don't have that much money.
John Sibiokumu, may I say that the penny is beginning to drop with you.
Yes.
There are those who are saying they want to become president to continue with what President Kibaki has been doing. I am not.
Kufata nyayo.
I am not.
Footsteps.
Fundamental rearrangement. They've been conservatives, pro-status quo.
Right.
I am going to rearrange
that is a savage indictment, condemnation of...
Not condemning anything. It's my vision of where we went wrong. And we went wrong in 63. It has got to be corrected. Few people have got the commitment or the courage to do so. I do.
Right.
Even those historical injustices relating to land will be addressed.
This is a question I've put to others on this platform with presidential ambitions. Where is the team beyond Paul Muite? And now we have Dr. Shemo Chwodo.
And hopefully Sibiokumu, now that he's beginning to understand.
The penny drop, but well, politics is not for me just yet, so please leave me out.
There is. We've got a team.
Right.
I am discussing policy.
Right.
And believe you me, it would be reckless to come and disclose all your strategies on televisions.
Right.
What I'm saying, there's a team.
What you could do is to give an indication of the kind of people that would, because the technocrats that would be the carriers of this wonderful vision.
Yeah. Take it from me. They are there. I'm not just talking, sort of casually from the top of my. These are things that we have gone through and decided if you want Kenya to be catapulted from being a third world country to being a second world, first world country, this is what we must do. And I was giving you another example of Taita Taveta, one of the poorest counties.
So the linkages with Safina, the image that we have of Safina is of Dr. Richard Leakey being whipped outside a law court, and that. So is he one of the engineers of your?
It is the sensational that the media.
But is he one of the?
He's not. I was responding
Yes.
that Safina was there long before.
But we've got to see people in Safina. We've got to see real people, surely, Mr. Muite. We can't just see a party with a banner.
Let me disagree with you.
Do.
And make this point.
Yes, do.
And make this point,
yes.
that every Kenyan
Yes.
is a real person.
Yes.
Not just somebody with a big name, like
Take
Paul
it.
Muite, like
Take it.
they are there. Good ideas, good intellects, they are there.
Right.
And you will see them. I am here to discuss the policy.
Right.
They are there,
Right.
and this is the policy we
Right.
intend to implement. And allow me, please, to give this one final example of how we will rearrange this country. Iron ore, very high-grade iron ore is being mined in Taita Taveta. Person
Yes.
given a license. Stockpiles, and when it's got enough to fill a ship comes all the way from Beijing, it's loaded, goes there, smelted.
Yes.
We import steel, and you know how expensive steel is.
Right.
Accommodation for mining iron ore will be build a smelting plant here.
Right.
The cost of steel in Kenya will come down. We provide employment. Value adding, this is what I'm talking about. Policies that target at giving an opportunity to the majority, not to the few. Our economic social policies are targeting the owners of capital, owners of banks, owners of insurance companies, big scale, land owners, and so forth and so forth. We don't come up with policies that can give opportunities to a majority of the Kenyan people. That's why we are one of the most unequal societies in the whole world in terms of the gap between the rich and the poor. That is the root cause for the insecurity we have, John Sibiokumu. So even the wealthy and those owners of capital, they should support Safina in rearranging this, because we are not against wealth, but if they want to enjoy their wealth, whether ill-gotten or otherwise, they should support a Safina government, because only our policies will be able to bring back genuine security in the country. When you see these robberies, these carjackings and what have you, don't look at it purely as an issue of law and order. It is an economic, social issue. Give people the opportunity, and security is also.
Time isn't on our side. Mr. Paul Muite, thank you very much for coming on the JSA interview.
Thank you, John.